Hi, my name's Greg Davis-Plain. I'm the Executive Director of London, South East, Bromley and Croydon. I'm your Executive Director. Any of you that know me, even slightly, let alone knowing me well, will know that I have a huge passion for member traffic lights. If I had to point at one thing that's driven the success and the incredible culture in this region over the last decade, it is our Green Club, which of course is all based around you maxing out as much of the good activities and behaviors that guarantee you a really good return from your BNI membership. And I'm excited to say that come January, the scoring of the member traffic lights has been standardized around the globe. We've looked at all different markets, the things that they were tracking, the scores that they had in place, and we've taken the very best proven metrics that if you put them in play in your membership, they're going to offer you a really good chance to get a return from your investment, not just a return, but many multiples of return on investment. So I'm going to run through them now. Here's a brief overview of what that looks like. Don't worry about that too much. I'm going to go through each section. And the first one is a huge cheering point for me. For the last 8 years, I've been lobbying that visitors, not only to your own chapter, should count for your traffic lights, but also for chapters across the region and the country. And that is now the case. I'll show you how to register them later. We've also reduced the expectation. So to max out visitor points previously, you needed either 13 or 14 visitors in the 6-month period. Now you just need 5 to get a full 25 points. Even better than that, first time visitors count, tick. Second time visitors count. So we know that when a visitor comes back for a second look, not only are they more likely to join your group and become part of your introduction force, but they're also more likely to pass business in the room. So we wanted to recognize that. Across the world, we've also seen great examples of local dignitaries, whether it be a politician or a mayor, and local business entrepreneurs and magnates, such as CEOs of large companies, adding huge value to chapters when they visit. So guests are now included. So someone who couldn't join your chapter, but still adds value by being there. So you will need 5 in a 6-month period to max out the points in this section. The only thing that doesn't count is substitutes, as always, and members who wanted to visit another chapter. Remember, not only your own chapter, not only the first time, but the second time, but also chapters across BNI. And I'll show you how to register those going forward. It was a long battle, and thank you for everyone that lobbied for this. It's an incredible achievement to get that on the radar. The next one we're going to look at is the thank you for the business scoring. Now, this was always a tricky one because in the past, one person could pass a single referral to a builder. It'd be worth hundreds of thousands of pounds and they would max out their thank you for the business score. Adversely, someone could give 100 referrals to a local florist or a local retail outlet and still not hit the amount of business needed to max out for traffic light scoring. So they have taken a level view on this. So you can get up to 5 points, and it is done based on a return multiple of a cost of membership. All of the stats are there in front of you, so you can see how you start scoring points. But the reason this was decided upon is because in a lot of cases, once a referral leaves your hand, that is your job done. So generating the referral is the activity that you can put in place, but actually closing that into business or the value of that business can vary massively. So a balanced view was taken on the scoring system for this one. So thank you for the business that contributes up to 5 points for your traffic light score. We will, of course, still recognize those high performing members that pass multiples of millions of pounds worth of business with our millionaire giver pins. The next one we're going to look at is the one-to-one scoring system. So one-to-ones are absolutely key to your membership. And we know if you do one-to-one a week on average in your first year, you are going to be passing and receiving more than double the amount of referrals than if you did one-to-one per month. And that is reflected here in the traffic light. So the one-to-one scoring has now doubled to 20. And if you're doing one-to-one a week on average over a rolling 6-month period, you will max out your points here on the one-to-one. We know that effective one-to-ones have a huge impact. We see it each week at chapters. Those people that are having the most one-to-ones are passing and receiving the most referrals because they're getting to know their fellow members well. And here's the big one, referrals. We've increased the points for referrals. We are a referral organization. We rise and fall on the qualities of referrals, and you can score up to 25 points for this. So if you're passing 1.25 referral on average, you will max out your points. And what I love about this is that these can be incredibly high value monetary referrals. They can be high volume referrals. So we can support those people that need a high volume of referrals, but their cost per unit is relatively low. We can add value to their business by supporting them with this. So you can now score up to 25 points with the amount of referrals, and 1.25 referrals per week on average will max out that score for you. We also know that members that introduce visitors that then turn into members lean into their membership more. So we see people portraying the behaviors they want their sponsor, the person that they've sponsored in, to mirror. And for the first time ever, we have allocated 5 points to joining new members into your chapter or any chapter across BNI in a 6-month period. So you can now get 5 points for that. As I said, we know that this has a huge impact, not only on the member that you introduce, but also your own membership. It's almost like people up their game when people they've introduced are watching them. We've got a passion for lifelong learning in BNI, and CEUs will help us get more from our membership. So if you're logging 1 CEU every 2 weeks, you will get your maximum points for that. And you will be able to get up to 10 points for CEUs. And these can, of course, include courses on Business Builder, podcasts, workshops, both inline and in person, or if you're upscaling yourself with things like BNI books. All of these count towards your scoring. Here is another triumph. A lot of members have been calling for this one for a long time. We know that attendance has an impact on your reputation in the room, but we also recognize that sometimes stuff happens. So you can get up to 10 points for attending or providing a sub. And once in a 6-month period, if you have a flat tire in the morning, or if you have an illness that comes on overnight, you are permitted 1 unsubbed absence, unattended meeting where an emergency has happened, and that won't impact your traffic light score, allowing people who are striving for perfect scores not to be penalized if an emergency happens. And finally, let's just give an overview. The bandings have remained exactly the same. So less than 30 points, you will be down in the grey. Above 30 and below 50, you'll be in the red. Above 50 and below 70, you will be in the amber. And above 70 points, you will be in the green. And the way I'd love everyone to think about this, our grey members are not participating. They're not participating in the meetings. They're not participating in their fellow members' membership. But here's the thing, they're not participating in the membership that they have paid for. And we need to help them lean into their memberships as much as possible. We know that our red members are participants within their membership, but they can be doing more to get a good return out of their membership. We know our amber members can be some of our very, very most consistent contributors. And just with a little bit of direction, maybe following some of the tips on this video, they'll be able to step up into the green, because our green members are outstanding contributors. I believe that the new traffic light scoring system is a fair and representative cross-section of all of the correct activities that are put in place in your membership will guarantee you a really good return. At our highest, we've had just over 50% of our entire regional membership in the green. I'd love to see a 70% in the green across the whole region. So those are the new member traffic lights that come in from January the 1st. So you will see a scoring system change in the next lot of traffic lights that go out. And I just want to tell you how you can register a cross-chapter visitor should you have one. So on your app, you go to visitors, which is listed just there. You then click the visitor button. You then find the region. Now, please bear in mind that our region is London South East and Bromley and Croydon. So if your chapter's in Bromley or Croydon, you'll be in Bromley and Croydon. If you're London South East, you will be in the London South East region. So that's in the boroughs of Bexley, Lewisham, Greenwich and Southwark. The only exception to that are Prince Imperial and Kaleidoscope, who were originally in the London South East region and had to move venues. So they are listed under London South East. Any help you need with that, just ask one of your director consultants. And then you just click the chapter and fill out the details. By registering that visitor, as soon as the PALMS has been completed and the visitor has been allocated, you will get credit for that for your traffic lights. Just to make sure that is a possibility for you, make sure that your license version is above that version of BNI Connect. So 3.22.4, as long as you're higher than that, you will definitely have the cross-chapter visitor option on there. For me, this is an incredible new refresh of the member traffic lights. It recognizes activities where people are embracing Givers Gain, helping their fellow members and chapters with growth. We've had cross-chapter referrals, we've had cross-chapter one-to-ones, and thank you for the business. For a long time, we've never had cross-chapter visitors. So I'm very, very happy that this is in place. And also it recognizes that life sometimes gets in the way. So the fact that we can have one absence in a rolling 6-month period and not be penalized shows to me that BNI and the powers that be have listened to the feedback and have acted upon it. Any questions, please reach out to your director consultants or to me personally, and we will happily help. Anything I can do to help you lean into your membership and step way out from grey, red, amber into the green and to a 100-point green member, please, I insist you reach out. Thank you very much. It was an absolute pleasure to introduce the new global member traffic lights to you, and I am excited to get in the mix in 2026. Thank you very much.